We have the capacity to love, to forgive, to be free, to be joyful, to understand. But why don't we allow these seeds, the elements of the Buddha, the chromosomes transmitted to us by the Buddha, by our Jesus, by our spiritual ancestors? We have them. We have the kingdom. We have nirvana. We have compassion. We have joy and peace. Why don't we do something in order to help bring these up? So the third aspect of the practice is to give the good seeds in us a chance so that they can become good mental formations on the level of our mind consciousness. And the landscape of the mind is beautiful, joyful. Gladdening the mind is the practice. And you can help him, help her, your partner, your co-practitioner to do so. You know that in him, in her, there are good things. And you are a good gardener. You water the good seeds in him, in her. And if the flower blooms, the other person is happy and you are happy also. You are a garden. And your partner is a garden. And you are the gardener. And you know how to water the good seeds. And that practice in Plum Village we call the practice of selective watering. You only water the flower, you don't water the garbage. And the practice can be effective very quickly. You can make the other person happy in just 5-10 minutes. If you know how to water the good seed, the seed of happiness in him or in her. You don't need a lot of time. I remember in Plum Village, that day I was giving a talk on selective watering. And I saw in the audience a lady who cried from the beginning of the talk to the end. She has come from Bordeaux, a city 1 hour of drive from Plum Village to Plum Village. And after the talk, I went to her husband. And I just said something very brief. I said, your flower needs some watering. So that day when they drove home, while driving, he practiced watering the flower in her. And when they arrived at home, the children were very surprised. Their mother was very joyful, not like in the morning. So the practice can change very quickly. Selective watering, we can do it, even without telephone. And the last step, last aspect of the practice is once the good seed has manifested here, try to keep it as long as possible up there, because it will continue to make the landscape of the mind happy, beautiful. It's like when you have a good friend visiting you. She gives you so much joy, happiness. So you try to keep her as long as possible. And when a good practitioner try to keep the good mental formation like compassion alive up here, happiness is possible. And down there, the seed of compassion grows, continue to grow. Anything that has a chance to manifest up here will have a chance to grow down there. And that is called the practice of the transformation at the base. In Buddhism, Buddhist psychology, we speak of ashraya paravritti. It means transformation at the base. Gladdening the mind, energizing the mind. And the 11th exercise is to practice concentration. Concentrating the mind. And the 12th is to liberate the mind. In the Buddhist teaching, there are many forms of practice of concentration. And you can select the kind of concentration that you need. And with the power of concentration, you can get a breakthrough and liberate ourselves from anger, from fear, from despair, from our afflictions.